Harold, on your touchdown, kind of fought for those extra yards. Tommy Reese said before the game that he tells the team that they can't stop playing through a play because if you've got the ball, it might not be over. How have you embraced kind of the idea of yak and fighting for those extra yards, and what does that say about your play style that you're able to execute that?
Yeah, I mean, I was just always taught since a young age just to fall forward, fight for those extra yards, and in that moment, I seen the end zone, so of course I fought extra hard for that.
When you are out there, fighting for it, does it feel, maybe I know you're a rookie, but does it feel like a kind of leadership in its own to be able to go out there and try to push your way into a first down, push your way to the end zone, push your way to a win?
Nah, I mean, I don't really think as it is something, spectacular. It's just like I said, something I've just been doing for a while, so you know, just natural.
Thanks.
All right, next we're going to Scott.
Hey, Harold, what happened on that 4th and 1 when you were lined up behind center?
Yeah, you know, just gotta hold on to the snap. Uh, Yeah, I mean, the time was rolling. I feel like I should have called a timeout. I wasn't thinking straight, but yeah, just didn't hold the ball really.
If you get the snap cleanly, like, do you feel like you convert the first down there? You pick it up?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got a good line. They would have got a good push. I just gotta hold on to the ball.
Thanks.
And next we're going to Jeff.
I want to ask you about that play too, Harold. Did you ever run that at Bowling Green?
Uh, not at Bowling Green. No, I haven't.
So did you do it in high school or junior high or?
Uh, I mean, I used like my freshman year in high school. I used to play a little bit of quarterback, so I got a little bit of experience right there. Through the week, throughout the really the whole year, I've been practicing, taking snaps like that and stuff. So,
Was the ball wet and slippery?
nah, like I said, I was just rushing it because of the shot clock, and yeah.
All right, thanks.
All right, next we're going to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Harold, wondering, what do you learn from something like that? You've been making some really nice big plays, and then have like an occasional mistake like that. Is that just the life of a rookie? And what's your takeaway from a game like that where you contributed in a big way, but then also have one that you'd like to have back?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the life of a rookie. I feel like, all players go through it. There's gonna be some highs, gonna be some lows, but just come to work, ready to work every day.
And do you guys, after a game like that, I don't know if you've had a chance to come together yet, but do you resolve to, just really try to play a clean game going forward and make a point of emphasis of just coming out the next week and learning from those kinds of things?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I say we, we try to, go over the mistakes, fix the mistakes, try to not let those mistakes happen again in the next game. And like you said, just keep learning from it.
And one more thing on that real quick. Was Shador and some of the other guys like very helpful in the aftermath of that and encouraging you and telling you to keep your head up and not let it get to you?
Yeah, I mean, what I don't remember what the score was, so it's still a pretty tight game. So I feel like, it didn't really affect us at the time, but obviously, like I said earlier, I wish I would have done something different.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we're going to Spencer.
Hey Harold, Shador's talked a lot about just trying to kind of get on the same page and build chemistry, like especially with a guy like Jerry. But it seems like you've kind of become like a safety net of sorts for him, and you guys kind of already have that chemistry developed. Just what has led to some of the success that you guys have had in these first couple of games together, and being able to sort of produce on the field.
I mean, obviously the practices, but I feel like us just sitting down, talking in the locker room, seeing how he want things and seeing how I see things and, trying to just meet in the middle, really.
And then when Kevin's going for it on those fourth downs, whether you're under center or taking the snap with the way you guys ran that play or not, like how much do you guys appreciate sort of that aggressive style? Like, do you guys appreciate that aggressive sort of play calling and approach? And is that something that as an offense you guys kind of encourage Kevin to go for it in those situations?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Like I trust him 100%. Uh, you know, Obviously, looking at those short down and distance, in my mind, we can always get it. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I like being aggressive, things like that.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go back to Scott.
Hey, Harold, after the game yesterday, Shadur said that he thought he needed to be better helping guys rally through adversity. How do you think he's been? I know it's only been two starts, but how do you think he's been on the field in the huddle during those difficult times?
Yeah, I say he's been great. I feel like, in those huddles, he's very good with the situation, that we're in and, helping us talk us through it and, like, really just motivating us to go out there and, put something together.
Thank you.
All right, Mary Kay, you have one more?
No, thank you.
All right, last call for questions for Harold. Cam, we'll go back to you.
Sorry, Harold, as someone who's kind of worked with the like special teams unit, what do you think maybe can change, could be better in a week, if anything, to maybe clean up some of the blunders on returns and coverage and all the things that have needed to be cleaned up? Is that something that can happen in a week of preparation, or does that just come down to a game?
Uh, I mean, I'll probably say it can obviously be fixed in a second. Special teams is a lot of one-on-ones. And obviously I'm gonna take our 11 over theirs. And Bubba always say all the time, these are like easy fixes. Like it ain't nothing crazy. Like we can easily fix this if we all just come together and in that moment and play for each other.